everyone, it's Pearl Denise, also known as Beauty Body Pearl on social media. So I wanted to come here today to show you and demo the Morphe Filter Effect Foundation. This is a new Morphe foundation launch. Makeup by Shayla was the base for this launch in collaboration with Danessa Myricks, who was the creative director, makeup artist, and photographer for that campaign. I wanted to really examine the medium deep tan shades because I feel like a lot of times there is a gap in knowledge, in demonstration on our skin tones. So for reference, I am a medium deep tan skin tone around MAC NC 45, Fenty 370, Faced Mocha, Estee Lauder 5, and 1 Rich Ginger. So again, I wanted to just have a demo of those shades that are close in that category because I do feel that there is a gap. Just more on the gap, more specifically, I feel like whenever there is a launch on a product, they tend to skip over the medium deep tan skin tones, which are around caramel, brown skin tones. I feel like there is usually a gap between the Desi Perkins of the world, and then they kind of jump into Jackie Aina, Makeup Shayla, and there's just a little bit in between that I think could deserve a little bit more coverage. So I decided to try some of these shades and do a little swatch guide to make sure that you guys are not making the wrong choices. One thing I will say is that I did go to Ulta to pick up these shades, and unfortunately, I did not plan on picking up all of these shades. I planned on picking up 2, but I was kind of forced to because on the day of the launch, which was on January 31st, there were 2 shades that were not in testers. And I kind of find that to be very bad because we have to remember that it is COVID now. You can't swatch things, you can't touch things. So it is really, really critical for these companies and for these retailers to have references and to have testers out. Even if you can't try the testers, it's still a good idea to have them so that customers can look at the bottle and compare the shades. And speaking of testers, so obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic. We want to minimize germ exposure. But I think that sometimes companies can be a little bit overzealous in their no tester policy. I do understand not having customers just walk in and touch testers and use them, but I think that there needs to be a way for companies to be able to just demonstrate their products, whether it's making testers in advance in a sanitary environment and just handing them out to customers. Because as it stands right now, the Morphe foundation swatch card only has a few shades. Actually, I'll show you that right in a moment. Okay, so here is the Morphe foundation sample card. This actually I thought was a really good tool to figure out what you're not, but in terms of helping me pick out my perfect shade, it was not great. As you can see, we have a light, we have a fair, we have a light, we have a medium shade, then we jump into rich and then deep. Now, we should have had a shade between the medium and the rich, a tan shade, because there are a lot of people under that category. As you can see, there are several different foundations under that category. None of them are represented. So it's very difficult to pick out what you are. Out the bat, I know that I would not be Filter Rich 26 because Makeup by Shayla, she is about 2 shades deeper than me and she is more golden. So off the bat, I knew that was not my shade. Clearly, I'm nowhere near Filter Tan 17. So I think that companies really need to rethink their foundation sample cards and make it more applicable to more consumers. They can minimize waste in that. They can minimize returns by doing this. As you can see here, there are going to be several returns of this foundation. And I think that just going forward that we need to prevent that. So how can we prevent that? We can do that by offering comprehensive shade testers that are sanitary, meaning that customers do not touch them in the stores. Having expertise in the associates. When I went to Ulta, I was matched. The Ulta associate told me that I would be the shade 27, which is the deepest shade I have here. I'm nowhere near that shade. So we need to have people who are actually able to read and understand people of color skin tones, deeper skin tones, golden skin tones, brown skin tones. So that way we're not making people buy things that they can't wear. All right, so here's the bottle. It's heavy. It feels good. It feels kind of luxe. Definitely feels like a high-end foundation. This foundation was actually made in Italy, which I love because Italy, as we know, is a gold standard for makeup manufacturing and production. I'm not going to talk about the benefits and features because I hate when people do that. We can read online. But yeah, these are the shades that I picked up. Okay, so before I go into the shades, I did want to go into the Morphe website and just show you what they are described as in the Morphe website. So let's start. So I started Filter Tan 21. That shade was I could tell off the bat that it was too light for me, so I did not even bring it here. Filter Tan 22, that is deep with cool undertones. Filter Tan 23, that is deep tan with golden undertones. Filter Tan 24, deep tan with olive undertones. Rich, now we're going into the rich category, which I picked up 2 shades. The first one is Filter Rich 25, which is rich with pink undertones. Rich Filter Tan 26, rich with golden undertones. And sorry, I lied, I actually picked up one more. And that one is the Filter Rich 27, which is rich with neutral undertones. So I just wanted to go over this really quickly to just show you what is represented in the site. And let's get started. All right, so here are the shades. Keep in mind that the Filter Tan 26 was actually in the sample card. Plus, it was makeup by Shayla shade, which is never ever my shade, so I did not pick that one up. Here are the shades. '26 is over here. That's the sample card. So we start with Filter Tan 22. Filter Tan 23, Filter Tan 24, Filter Rich 25, Filter Rich 26, which is in the foundation sample card, and Filter Rich 27. These are the shades side by side. I know automatically you can tell, you can kind of guess a lot of the undertones without me talking about them. I wish they had a neutral and actual neutral undertone, but I did find a good match. So here they go. All right, so the first one is Tan 22. Second one is Tan 23. Third one is Tan 24. Fifth one is Tan 25. Next one is Rich 26. And the last one is Rich 27. So you can see, these are the shades. If you want a photo with shade names, I already have it posted in my Instagram, which is Beauty Body Pearl. Check that out. All right, so here goes the shades again so you can have a second look. Again, please follow me at Beauty Body Pearl on all social media platforms because I will be putting pictures with the shade names in there. But yeah, this is it. Okay, and now here are the shades blended. See, keep in mind that my face is more, it's slightly deeper than the inside of my arm. I don't know why my arm looks so red in this camera, but it's not this red. But yeah, this is how it looks blended. You can see off the bat which shades are not going to work for me. And the shades that you think might work for me, they do, but again, this is a very thick swatch, very thick layer of these shades. I promise they did not look this crazy on my skin tone, but I did find a really good match in this foundation. So after seeing me swatch, which one would you eliminate off the bat? Well, I know for sure that I'm not makeup by Shayla's shade. She's usually deeper and more golden than I am. So off the bat, Morphe Filter Tan 26 is out of the running. Second tone that's off the running is actually Filter Tan 27. It's just too deep. The undertone is actually pretty good. It does have that neutral undertone that I have, but unfortunately it was just not, it was just too rich for my skin tone, so that one is eliminated as well. Filter Tan 22 initially did look nice, but as I wore it, it was a little bit gray, and that is because it has slightly pink. It does have those pink undertones, which I don't have. I have a neutral undertone, so it looked okay, but it looked gray. So that one is also eliminated from the pack. Looking at, so these are the final three that I was struggling with a little bit. Filter Tan 23. Now this is a shade that I thought I would be because it did line up with some of my better foundation matches. I squared the bottle and I compared it with some other foundations that I had, and it was close to some of them. The only issue is that this color is extremely red. It's very orange. So that one I had to eliminate that as well. So Filter Tan 23 was not for me because it had that red orange tone to it. Now final two. So I actually wore those side by side. Filter Tan 25. This is actually a really nice shade, but it's more of a summer shade for me. And it was a little bit too deep, and it had a little bit of yellowness that I did not like, which I knew that could translate into orange. So this one I will probably revisit during the summer, but for now it's not for me. Which leaves me with Filter Tan 24. This one is a deep tan with olive undertones. I usually don't have olive undertones, so I was actually really surprised that was a great match for me, but this was a great match for me. It blended into my skin seamlessly. It looked like nothing was on. I put it on, I wore it all day with no primer or nothing because I wanted to see the color. I matched it to my chest, worked out really well. So this is the shade that I will be going with. So to take this Morphe Filter Effect Foundation foundation matching guide further, I decided to take several of my best foundation matches and put a comparison up because I want to make sure that this guide is as helpful as possible. So if you're my shade twin, then you will be able to find a match here. Let's check it out. Okay, so as you can see over here, so I have Estee Lauder, I have NARS, I have Fenty, I have Mented Cosmetics, I have Too Faced, I have Milani. So I have a vast variety of foundations. And as you can see, the Morphe foundation is actually the 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the 5th foundation. So it is the 5th foundation. So you can see it's this one over here. And as you can see, it blends well. It looks a little bit greener. It does. Looks a little bit more olive, but it is a great match. And as you can see, my deepest shade is over here. And I just wanted to just show you these matches. So for the shade names and the swatches and the shade names in the picture with the shade names, please follow me at Instagram at Beauty Body Pearl. I will be posting a photo of all of these with the shade names embedded in the image. I just wanted to give you a preview of what this will look like against my foundation shade matches, but follow me. Again, follow me at Beauty Body Pearl on all social media channels. On Instagram, I will be posting the names of all these foundations compared against the Morphe Filter Effect Foundation. So see you there. All right, so that's pretty much all I have. So thank you so much for checking in. Please follow me, and I will share the preferences, and I will also share some more beauty and skincare content, swatches, reviews, beauty talk, whatever. So thanks a lot, and have a great day.